Hello guys, this is Super Shaw here, and today is going to be my NFL Week 7 game predictions. I am truly excited to see how this week goes, so let's just go ahead and get started. We have a few teams on bye this week. My team is on bye, so let's go ahead and get started. The following teams are on bye: the Oakland Raiders, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Green Bay Packers, and the Seattle Seahawks. We may begin. Our Thursday night game, the Denver Broncos versus the Arizona Cardinals. I say this game will be extremely close, but I think the Denver Broncos are barely going to pull it off. But it's not going to be a blowout at all because the Broncos are going to keep it close. Well, the Cardinals are going to keep it close with the Broncos. So I think, they'll just keep up with them. But I'm just going to give this to the Denver Broncos. Next game, the Tennessee Titans versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Both of these teams play each other a lot, and the Chargers always get the better end of the tug-of-war challenge in these games. So I think it's going to be just like always. The Los Angeles Chargers will take the game over the Titans. The Tennessee Titans, however, do not look their best like they did quite a bit lately, so now they need to get it together because I think the Los Angeles Chargers will stop them. So I'm just giving this to the Los Angeles Chargers. By the way, this is a Sunday morning game. It's in London. So I'm giving this to the Los Angeles Chargers. Next game, the New England Patriots versus the Chicago Bears. I say it will be really close, but the New England Patriots, since they beat the Chiefs last week, they're really going to do the same. It will be close again, but I'm just going to give it to the New England Patriots because they are better, but the Bears will keep it close. But I'm just giving this to the New England Patriots. Next game, the Buffalo Bills and the Indianapolis Colts. The Buffalo Bills really look ugly right now, and there's no doubt about that. They shocked teams earlier, but now they just look so bad. I'm going to have to give this to the Indianapolis Colts. Immediately, because it's not looking good there in Buffalo. So I'm giving this to the Indianapolis Colts right now. Next game, the Detroit Lions versus the Miami Dolphins. Detroit's really hyped up for this game. Miami had lost their quarterback, Tannehill. This is not good for them at all. In this situation, the Lions are definitely going to beat the Miami Dolphins since they lost their quarterback. So I'm just giving this to the Detroit Lions because I'm too sad to even talk about the Dolphins' situation with their quarterback. So I'm just going to give this to the Detroit Lions right now. Next game, the Minnesota Vikings versus the New York Jets. It will be a close game. But I think that the Minnesota Vikings will take the game because the Jets, however, do not look like they're going to be a better team against the Vikings, but it will be close. I'm just going to give this to the Minnesota Vikings. Next game, the Carolina Panthers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. It is a dead-end situation right now for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Carolina Panthers, with that tough loss to the Washington Redskins, I believe will come back fighting and tear up the Philadelphia Eagles because the Carolina Panthers are looking pretty good right now, but I'm not going to say they're the complete best. They need to work on a few other stuff. The Eagles, however, do not look that good right now. They better get it together if they really want to get way on up there because it's not looking good there in Philadelphia. I'm just going to give this to the Carolina Panthers, but it will be close. Next game, the Cleveland Browns versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I really do not know what is up with Cleveland right now, but they are not looking their complete best like they were in the last couple of weeks. So I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will just shock the Cleveland Browns and beat them. I'm not going to say it's going to be bad, but it will be extremely close. I'm just going to give this to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because the Browns need to recuperate for a couple weeks. By the way, they got rid of Hyde. That hurts them. They probably made one of the poorest decisions they could ever make, so they do not need to do that again. But I'm just giving this to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because of that. Next game, the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I really want to speak upon the Jacksonville Jaguars right now. It is not looking good at all for them. They just let the Dallas Cowboys just walk right over them like they're nothing. That was really tragic to watch. I was shocked my brains out because of that. They are not looking good right now. I do not know what is up with them, but I need to find out on more about those situations with the Jaguars. The Houston Texans are really starting to get things under control, and they're really starting to handle it. And that I'm impressed with the Texans and how they're doing that. But they still need a little more time to get through. But due to the fact that Jacksonville had lost poorly to the Cowboys, this is going to be a really close game. I think the Houston Texans are probably, with Deshaun Watson, going to take the game. So I think the Texans will barely take it. Next game, the New Orleans Saints versus the Baltimore Ravens. Whoa, this is a game that kind of scares me quite a bit because I really do not know who to pick here. But both of these teams look so good that I think by about a point's worth, I'm giving this to the New Orleans Saints. They will barely beat the Ravens. It will be a hard loss in Baltimore, but it's going to be barely. So I'm just giving this to the New Orleans Saints. Next game, the Los Angeles Rams versus the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers barely lost to the Packers, so they kept it close. I'm good with that. But due to the fact that they did that, they're going to do the same with the Los Angeles Rams. But I think the Los Angeles Rams will take the game because they are better. So I think this will be close, but I'm just giving this to the Los Angeles Rams. Next game, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Redskins. This game will be extremely close because of how the Dallas Cowboys had to do that to the Jacksonville Jaguars. But the Washington Redskins, boy, they look dominant due to the fact that they beat the Panthers last week. So I think it will be so close that I give it to the Washington Redskins. But it will be close, but like I said, I'm just giving this to the Washington Redskins. Our Sunday night game, the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Kansas City Chiefs. This is going to be an extremely close game. The Kansas City Chiefs just had to lose to the New England Patriots like that last week. The Cincinnati Bengals just had to lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers like that last week. But it will be so close that the Kansas City Chiefs will have a hard time against the Cincinnati Bengals. But to keep it safe, I'm giving this to the Kansas City Chiefs, but barely. The Bengals will give the Chiefs a hard time and make them struggle throughout the rest of the year. But I'm just giving this to the Kansas City Chiefs. And our final game of the week, our Monday night game, the New York Giants versus the Atlanta Falcons. I think that the Giants are not... This is going to be extremely close. Close! But the Atlanta Falcons will pull it off. The Giants are the worst team in the league right now. My Raiders are following them. Basically they're leading ahead of them. They're both bad teams, but I think the Atlanta Falcons will barely pull it off. So I'm giving this to the Atlanta Falcons. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, tell me what your favorite team is in the comments below. And hey, in the comments, just tell me who you think will win in these games. I'd like to hear them. But yeah, I will see you guys later. And Raider Nation.